Hi, my name's Rachel and welcome to How to Connect with Goddess Artemis. Artemis is the Greek goddess of the hunt. She is the great huntress and lady of the wilds, the wild places and the wild creatures. She was known as the mistress of the beasts and of the mountains. She's also the protectress of young women and of children. She's a valuable ally that can support you with connecting to your maiden aspect, your maiden self, the young and innocent aspect within you that is joy-filled, that is free, that is untamed, and she can support you in the liberation of self. She can also support you in direction and focus, aligning with your dreams and your highest intentions and following through, actualizing them with aligned action, focus, tenacity. And so here are my top 3 tips for connecting to her. My first tip is to connect with the aspect of Maiden. This is an aspect, an archetype that she embodies, personifies, and also one that you can connect to no matter your gender. So this maiden, young part of self, it was something that was celebrated by her worshippers and her followers. So young girls would often be, participate in rites and ceremonies and celebration of her, especially around coming of age and this transition when they were leaving the wild, untamed parts of self behind as they went into matronhood, into motherhood. These young girls were often known as her fawns or her she-bears, and their rites involved dancing and singing and getting in touch with the wild part of self, the young, innocent, free, liberated self. So the archetype of Maiden embodies all of that, the untamed parts of us that are free of conditions, limitations, the part before we judged ourselves to be wrong or different, or told ourselves, or somebody told us that we should be, look, sound, act a certain way. So my first tip really is to connect in with this part of self, this maiden or young part of self. And one way to do that is to remember and then to participate in again those hobbies or interests or likes that you had when you were a young child. So what brought you joy when you were younger? And we may tell ourselves now as we're older that they were silly or that they were just childhood things, but actually they were keys to us and codes to tell us what brings us joy. So go back to those things and maybe reenact them. You also include in this is making time for joy, for fun and play, and honoring it as sacred. Often life can get too serious, we can get too serious, but to bring harmony and balance, we need to balance out that seriousness and that adultness with joy and fun and play. So do something that makes you laugh, that makes you howl with laughter, where you're running on wild and you're not worrying about what you should be doing or how you should be looking. My second tip is to connect with her symbol of the bow and the arrow. So she is the huntress, and this symbol will help you connect to her as that, as she that will help you to find direction and to find focus. So there are a few ways that you can connect to the bow and arrow. The one way is to bring this symbol actually into your ritual, to your artwork, perhaps your altar place, or even your decoration. So you may have it as, a brooch or a bow and arrow on your altar place. You may want to have it in art. And you may also want to use it as a tool of ritual and ceremony or focus, by placing perhaps on the arrow, your dreams, your intentions, and on the bow, how you're going to do that, the action steps that you're going to take to manifest and to actualize this. You can also participate in the activities of archery and also darts as well, where you're kind of bringing this very kind of focused point into the direction and the point you want to go, and use those actions, these activities as a meditation. Concentrate on your breathing like the huntress, where she comes fully embodied into her body, and she is focused on that one point, that direction that she's going, you know, kind of like a tunnel vision. This is what I want, and this is how I am going to do it. My third tip is to connect into her wild animals, her creatures, as the lady of the beasts. So here are three. She connects to many wild animals. In fact, any animal that is out in the wild, in the forest, in the woods, is connected to her. But specifically, here are three, and their symbology and their meaning. The first is the deer or the fawn. And they were about innocent potential. So the potential of new beginnings, of new life. And they encourage you to trust. So if trust is something that you are looking for, trust in self, trust in your purpose, where you're going, then they can be a powerful ally and a symbol to work with, in particular with her and Artemis. And also we have the animal, the bear, the great bear, and this is about protection. So she is the mother bear, and she treats you when you come into working with her as her baby bear. And so when you want strength and resilience, this is when you're going to work with that particular animal. So she reminds you of the great strength that you do have, you know, that you are strong, that you can, under the protection of the great mother, you can do anything and be anything. The third animal that I suggest working with, of course, my favorite, if you know me and my work, is the wolf. And Artemis really embodies the archetype of maiden wolf. So maiden wolf is about coming to enjoy your body, be in your body, being fully present, so that you're living from your body, not outside looking in, but inside looking out. And how can your body be a vehicle of exploration, of curiosity, of engaging with the world through all of your senses? She'll remind you to be untamed, how to truly be untamed. And that is like the wolf, ferociously and tenaciously ripping free of all of those conditions and those limitations that have been placed upon you. So which of those resonated for you? The fawn, the bear, or the wolf? Connect to them. So again, bring that one or all three even perhaps into your artwork, your ritual space, your altar, in your own embodiment. And if the wolf in particular resonates with you, then Artemis is one of the goddesses that features in my book, Wolf, which is all about liberating courageously your untamed and wild self. So there's lots of things more here on Artemis as maiden wolf, as there is in the associated courses and workshops as well. So do check that out, and I hope this has supported you and inspired you to work further with Artemis. I'm Rachel, a best-selling author of Goddess Mythology. I'm also an embodiment coach. I work with flower essences, nature alchemy, sacred dance, and ancient mythology. So like, subscribe, come say hello. Any comments or questions below, please ask away. I'm more than welcome to to help you more in any way that I can. Thank you so much for listening, and many blessings on your continued hunt and wild dance with Goddess Artemis.